So one of the first tools I want to discuss our third-party support for is something called Mira tools. So once it's enabled and you possibly restart Hops or restart Blender, you will then have support for Mira tools. And you'll have an option in the end panel for using the dedicated features of Mira tools. But also under the key map area, you'll see that it will mention under third party the Control-Shift-tilde for the Mira Curve Stretch Helper. This is one of my favorite tools when it comes to dealing with curvature, even though more than likely I am going to need to restart Blender. If we press Control-Shift-tilde, let's look at that in edit mode just to make sure. Seems a little bit of a stretch. And so here we are in our Mira Curve Stretch setup, and we'll just roll the wheel until we have 4 segments, and then we can just move these dots in order to perform deformation along this curve, and then right click of course to cancel. And so this is one of my favorite hotkeys. However, right now it's not actually working until I perform a reboot of Blender itself. So let me stop this video and perform that real quick. So now I've restarted Blender with my preferences saved of the Mira tools being enabled. And if we jump over to the key map, we see that Control-Shift-tilde is still the Mira Curve Stretch Helper. So if we scale this cube up and just put a few loop cuts in it with Control-R, we can Alt select one of these edges and press Control-Shift-tilde in order to jump into Mira Curve Stretch. It's actually weirder for it to not work for me than it is for it to just be a hotkey. So it's something I've become used to over time. Tilde is just one of those hotkeys I noticed no one using in Blender, so we just attached a whole bunch of ideas to it, and this was one of the ones that turned out to be a pretty big fan favorite over time. Initially, whenever it came to using this tool, there wasn't a lot of workflow when it came to starting it up. You would just bring it up through the end panel, but now that we're able to actually bring it up through the helper that we've created for it, it feels a lot more streamlined in terms of using it with design. So this is just one of those things that if you're using hardops, I definitely recommend getting Mira tools and getting it installed. I do have videos on the topic on my channel discussing how I configure both Blender and my installation of all the add-ons, including third party. So I do recommend giving that a shot. But when it comes to deforming things, Mira tools is definitely one of my favorites. It's lasted the test of time, doesn't require a lot of updates, and is always working whenever I need it. So for that reason, Mira tool is just one of my favorites.